Hello everyone, this is your instructor, Jamie Gerard, and I'm here to give just a short video about how to get onto our course website and the first few things that we want to do this week, as well as just some other pieces of information that might help you here in the first week. I know that we started class on Friday technically, that was the first day of the semester, but really our weeks begin here on Monday. And they end the following Sunday. So let's just go ahead and get ourselves to the course website. That is the first step when you are engaging with the course. Here we are at the NPC homepage, and so the first thing that we want to do is to find the Lobo Apps page. If you are on a home computer or a laptop, you can find that at the top of the screen here. On a mobile device, you can also find it in the menus section. If you click onto the Lobo app page, it'll bring you to this page here. Of course, you do have to log in with your student ID information, as you would to get onto WebReg, for example. So this page has all of your apps, and of course it does have your NPC email account, which is going to be very important, not only for our class, but just to stay engaged with the college. Lots of important information comes through the NPC email account. So you do have one of those that's set up for you as an NPC student, so you should be using that, checking that pretty regularly, probably a few times a week, just in case you get a message from one of your instructors or from the college. But we want to take a look at Canvas, which is our online portal here at NPC, where all of your courses are at this semester. So if we click onto that, you will find that you get to your dashboard. And so this is my dashboard. It has the two English 1A sections that I'm teaching this semester. I have combined them into one section, or I should say one Canvas shell. You'll see the two section numbers there. But you should see this as well in your dashboard. This is our class portal, our course portal. So go ahead and click onto that, and it'll bring you here to the home page of our course site. And really for today, to begin this week, we want to start with the course orientation. It does give us some basic information about the course, but it also is mainly to get you familiar with Canvas. So if you're unfamiliar with Canvas, this will help you out. If you're familiar with Canvas, it may give you some resources that you weren't familiar with, and maybe just some ways to dial in your experience, especially since we're going to be doing everything here on the Canvas site. The course is based around modules, and what that means here in Canvas is that we will be using these modules every single week to move through our various assignments. So I'm going to be using that term quite a bit over the course of the semester, and it makes actually the experience of going through the assignments every week much easier through these modules. And so for this week, we do have, normally we would only have one module per week, but we do have two this week because we have this course orientation module, like I said, that is really meant to be more of an intro to Canvas. And so you start here, and it's great because even the big button says to start here. So that's where you want to click onto to start this week if you haven't already. You can also find the modules up here in our Canvas menu. So that's another place to go to find the modules to start your work. But I would recommend maybe just sticking with the course schedule. It's laid out pretty clearly here. And so for this week, we're really focusing on this material here. We won't be jumping into Unit 1 until next week, and that includes the first formal essay assignment here. So if we click onto Start here, it shows you what these modules will look like. So they look like these, and just to begin one, you just click onto the first page here. This one says Welcome to English 1A and 101A College Composition Plus, which is what course we are working with this semester. So then it just goes through a number of pages. Like I said, just a written introduction to the course, a brief information about the course, about where it's at and how to find it. And then to move through a module for this or any module, you come down and you click on Next, and it'll bring you to the next page or the next assignments. And so it's just a nice way of moving systematically through the material so you don't get lost and you don't go away from really what you should be focusing on and then can't find your way back. So this is just some basic information about the course, just some real basic information. We'll get more into the details of the course in the week 1 module. And then, like I said, the rest of it is just simply different resources to get you familiar with using Canvas. So there's lots of links here. Go down here, click next. And this video actually is really useful. It's only about a four-minute video that goes through some of the basics of Canvas. Again, if you want to know more about Canvas or are unfamiliar with Canvas, I highly recommend taking a look at that video. And then, like I just said, just some more resources to dial in your experience with Canvas, like moving in and changing your profile information or setting up your notifications. Just a heads up, you are defaulted, everyone's defaulted to sending notifications to your MPC email. So again, another reason why the MPC email is important, though you will find those notifications, I believe, if you just log on to Canvas. But you can set up some further notifications, say getting notifications to your phone, etc., getting text messages and stuff. So take a look at that if that's interesting to you. On to the next. So we got some further details here about how to connect your Google Drive to Canvas, which should be something that's of interest to us, especially if you're going to be using Google Docs to do some of your work, a lot of your work for the class. This is just a way for the two programs to integrate, so that way it makes it easier for you to upload your Google Docs and easier for me to provide feedback on those documents. So if you are going to be using Google Docs, this is the place you want to take a look at to make sure that they're connected. Canvas and Google talk to each other. So some further Canvas guides to help you out with here. And then also some information about technical support. So if you ever have any issues with Canvas or the website, and it's really not content focused, it's more focused on the technical side, this gives you just some information and places to go to find some troubleshooting, some technical support. You can also find the same technical support over here in the Canvas main menu under Help. If you click on that, that'll also take you to these links to get you some technical support when needed. So notice here we're coming to the end of this module, and notice when I click next, it moves me right into the module for week 1. So this is actually the second module we're looking at now that begins week 1's work for the course. And so this is what every one of the modules will start with. It'll start with the overview page. This page goes through the various assignments for the week. It has a bit of a message here at the top from me, just giving us some information about what we're up to for the week. It also gives you a reminder that we will have a Zoom office hour every week. Tuesday or Thursday, 9:30 to 10:45, and I'll be sharing the link for that with you, at least for this week, here in the email that is going to go out with this video. It then gives you the deadline for this week's assignments, which is the end of the week. For us would be Sunday, August 23rd. So technically, all of your assignments this week are due by that date. Midnight on Sunday, the end of our first week, and then weeks 2 material I will share with the class on next Monday morning. So if we take a look at the assignments this week, it's pretty light in terms of actual content for the course. It's a way for us this week just to kind of get our feet under us and to introduce ourselves to each other and do a little bit of reading and a little bit of responding, trying to get a little background and a little bit of basic understanding of what the course is all about. So we start off here. We've already done assignment 1. If you've gone through the module, the course orientation module, that is assignment 1. So it asks you to first do that orientation. And then assignment 2 asks you to read through the course syllabi for both English 1A and 101A, and it gives some details about those two documents. Now the documents will be in this module after this overview, so We'll take a look at that real briefly in a few seconds. But that's really the next thing that you should do. Once you've done the orientation, then you should spend some time reading over the course syllabi for both English 1A and 101A. Like it says, technically these are two separate courses, so they do have two syllabi, but after this week, the two courses will slowly integrate, and there's some further information on the syllabi about that as well. Once you're done reading the syllabi and getting familiar with the basics of the class, then I'd like you to move on and try to secure as quickly as you can the required textbook, and that's The Signs of Life in the USA, Readings on Popular Culture, 9th edition. So that's going to be our text, and we'll have a page actually in this module that goes over some details that we'll take a look at in a couple of seconds. The next assignment that it says here, once you try to get the textbook, or at least done some work trying to do that. I know that everybody has their own timelines when they can get textbooks, and we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. But once you have tried or started that process, then you should sit down and do the first reading for the week, which is pages 1 through 20, roughly 1 through 19 of Signs of Life, which is the introduction to the textbook and an introduction to the course, really. So it's about 19 pages there to read. And if you do not have the textbook, that's okay. I do provide PDF files for this reading, and we'll take a look at that in a couple of minutes here as well. So that'll be the next assignment, to read about 19 pages. That's going to give you a brief introduction to the textbook and to the course itself, specifically the content, what we're going to be reading and writing about, which is American popular culture, and how it connects to a class like college composition, where you're asked to develop your reading, writing, and critical thinking skills. And then finally, assignment number 5, which really is the culminating assignment for the week. It's a chance for you to do some writing about some of the other assignments for the class. So there are some writing that I'll ask you to do here about the reading from the textbook and about the reading the syllabi, and also a chance to introduce yourself to the class and talk to each other a little bit. So I do give us some directions about how to do the discussion assignment here, as well as the questions, the prompts that you'll be asked to answer. But we'll take a look at these in a little more detail when we get to it in the module. So again, that's just the overview of the week. Now let's quickly move through the module to see the pages that are connected to the individual assignments. So we click on to Next. It goes to the course syllabi, and the course syllabus here for English 1A just gives you basic information about the course and about how to get in contact with me, about the required textbooks, etc., about the major assignments for the class, how much they're worth, about the overall class, how many points it's worth, how the points break down, what's a passing grade, etc. And then just some further information about taking an online course, how to communicate with your instructor, some policies, and some other resources. So take a look at that page for some further details about the course. There's also a syllabus for English 101A, which is the 2-unit support course for English 1A. It's very similar in terms of its information. There is no textbook for English 101A. The only text that we're using is for the English 1A course, the Signs of Life textbook, so you don't have to worry about any additional text for this course. And it does give us the information about how the course is graded. It's a pass, no pass class, and so at the end of the semester you either get a pass or a no pass for the support course. And really the support course is meant to help you succeed in the English 1A course. So it's going to have some low stakes assignments. Really, they're going to be connected to those discussion assignments that we've already mentioned, the weekly discussion assignments. There'll be portions of it connected to 101A, but always in connection to and always in support of the 1A assignments and work. So when we get down to here to this purple line, notice it says that the following information here is the same as English 1A. We do have to include this information on the syllabus, but once you get to this purple section, you can move on, just go all the way down to the next if you've already read this material for the 1A syllabus. So this is the page that goes over the required textbook for the class. again, it's Signs of Life.